Hello to my Leos. All right, Leos, let's get right into it. Somebody said your video didn't go up. What in the world is going on for real? But thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Must have captured some words in the video, but that is okay. I got you. Thank you so much for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know that your video did not go up. Leos, you all know who you are. The committee. Let's get into it, Leos. Let's get right into it. Again, thank you for letting me know. Hopefully you all had a great weekend, Leos. Hopefully you all had a great weekend. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. As we are still experiencing that full moon, that pink moon that we had. We're still experiencing that pink moon. So hopefully you all are still doing the full moon rituals, for those of you all who like to do full moon rituals. And Venus is no longer retrograde. So Venus is the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. And so you're focusing on self-love. Of course, we talk a lot about self-love here on this channel, and making sure that you are not your own enemy, meaning that you all are not living a healthy work-life balance, right? So make sure you are pouring into you all. Your sign rules 5th house. You may know that by now. Leos, your sign rules 5th house. 5th house is all about romance, creativity. It's all about children, projects, fun, self-expression, hobbies. What makes you feel good, right? What makes you feel good, right? So you want to make sure you're feeling good about what you're doing for you first and foremost. Make sure you are going where you are appreciated and not where you're tolerated. Making sure that you are recharging from the luminary, the sun, right? Make sure you're getting your full sun exposure. Making sure you are charged up from that big medicine ball outside, that sunlight. First and foremost, right? Make sure you're charged up from the sunlight. So maybe that looks like for you all, you first wake up, in the morning, just spending some time alone under that sunlight. Some people like to do their stretching, opening up their bodies under the sunlight, early in the morning, recharging and resetting. But let's get into your reading. Some people like doing their meditation under the sunlight early in the morning. Maybe in front of a window, or maybe taking a nice walk, to recharge and reset, those kind of things. But let's get into it. All right, already prayed over your cards, already cleared the space. I am deserving of all the good in my life. That's right. I am deserving of all the good in my life. The I am is source. I am the great I am, right? So if you are deserving it, you want that for everyone around you, everyone that's connected to you. Let's start out with an angel number, right? So if you're saying that you are deserving, you want that for everyone around you, right? That's right. Source isn't everything. God isn't everything. The higher power, the creator, isn't everything, right? So you want that for everybody. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. 701, angelic company. You are being protected. So your angels see the struggle that you are undergoing presently, and they want you to feel their loving presence supporting you. So call upon them to show themselves to you in signs and messages today, and the love and compassion of those around you. So ask them to show their love now, and believe it when you see it. 701. So you're closing out a cycle and you're moving forward. That 0 right here is that somebody may have been around a lot of distractions, and as you're embarking on this brand new journey, 7 lets me know that you're closing out a cycle, or you're closing out a cycle, and the source is rewarding you for vibrating high, meaning speaking lovingly. This is throat chakra, so this is a higher chakra, right? So you could be closing out a cycle with someone that you love, where your head and heart were at war, trying to make a connection. Remember, that auric layer, heart chakra, is a gateway where you're making a connection, gateway to a divine connection. that you may have had with someone, but you're making a love, that you may have made a love connection. And sometimes your head and heart at war, could have been at war with someone, but if, if a love language could be different, your love language could be different than someone else's. Sometimes you have to say, okay, I love someone enough to say, if I'm deserving of all good things in my life, so are they. And I have to maybe release something in love, right? Close out a cycle in love and move on, right? And move on, right? This is this zero right here. I need to close it out. Close out a cycle in love and move on. This something is not a competition. I'm an angelic company, and that's why I say, starting out your day, nobody can pour from an empty cup. Nobody can pour from an empty cup, right? You know what your soul needs. You all are ruled by the sun. Literally, you are ruled by the sun. And you all know how highly I speak of Leos on my channel. I call you all sunshines, right? I call you all sunshines, right? So yeah, you all rule 5th house. And Leos really know how to make people, like high vibrating Leos, and I talk to a lot of you all, really know how to make people have, like, y'all know how to show people how to have fun, right? Y'all show people how to have fun. So, yeah, but there is no competition. I don't even like to see when Leos compete with other Leos. I'm like what? I remember telling you all one time I was somewhere. I'm only going to say who the 2 Leos were, who the other Leo was, who was hating on a particular superstar Leo. So I was somewhere years ago, and I saw this superstar Leo somewhere who was performing somewhere on stage, and I just happened to be sitting like very, very close to somebody. I was like, yay! Like, I was so excited to see this particular Leo performing somewhere, but I saw another Leo hating on it. I was like, what? That Leo hating on this? Nah, not really. What? So, no. No. Listen, y'all are, and these are 2 celebrities, by the way. These are 2 celebrities. Listen, there is no competition. Everybody has a north node, meaning everybody has purpose. Everybody has purpose. And y'all are not only fun, high vibrating Leos are fun, but y'all are funny. I mean, talking about like funny at high frequencies. That's why, listen, I'm going to stop doting on y'all for a second, because I know y'all got some people out here. Listen, here we have, free yourselves. I'm telling y'all, if y'all think that everybody is, if y'all are around energies that if y'all stay around energies, y'all are fixed signs, Leos, if y'all stay around energies that just simply tolerate you all, nobody is stopping you from being around energies that simply tolerate you all. That's you being fixated on staying in people's universe. You're overstaying your time in people's spaces. We have almost 9 billion people on this planet Earth. Stop going. Y'all, listen, go where you are appreciated. When the moon moves through your sign, there's a theme for every time the moon moves through zodiac signs, right? For when the moon moves through Leo, the theme is go where you are appreciated and not where you all are tolerated, right? Why would you stay in around people, places, and things where you are simply tolerated? Why would you do that to yourself? That is torture. Yeah. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. Free yourself. Yeah. So you got a message. Source is giving you a message to free yourself. You're an angelic company. Yeah, you're deserving of all the good in your life. Yeah, I see you moving. I see you moving on. I see you moving on to your north node. Pull your birth chart. I have a link for birth charts below. Find out what your north node is. Go for it. I see you moving on. Yeah. Free yourself, for real. Get focused. You're not running away from anything. This is what you have in common with people. This is heart chakra right here. This is your gateway to a higher, more divine frequency. This is what you have in common with people. People always think people are running away from love when you're going towards where you're appreciated. You know, when you hear people say, I can't see, they seem like that seem like that's an odd couple. That seem like that's an odd pair. You are going where you are appreciated, not where you are tolerated, where people are just, looking at you as if, y'all know what I'm saying. Free yourself, for real. Free yourself. Who has that? Look, life is too short. Go where you are appreciated, not where you tolerate. That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. Move around, like, for real. Move on. Move on from energies where you feel like you got the weight of the world on your shoulders. Go where you are appreciated and not where you tolerate it. Yeah. I see some kind of a partnership in business and in love coming across your path. And, so people are going to talk about you regardless. Okay. Let them talk. Let them talk. Let them talk. For real. Make a decision. Make a decision, child. Make a decision. Let them talk. If that's what they want to use their air to talk about you, make you the topic of discussion, let them talk. Here we have the 6. So Lover's card is not always about lovers. It's about partnerships in business, partnerships in love, right? Let people talk. You're free. You're free. Love who you want to love. That's it and that's all. That's that, right? So when we talk about the number 6, here's the thing. So this connects us with Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is no longer retrograde, right? And Mercury is the communication messenger planet, but it's also the planet of knowledge and learning, right? You have learned by now. You have learned by now to go where you are appreciated and not where you're tolerated. It is not a competition. You have learned in your personal and your professional life to go where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated. You don't need to take that class anymore. You don't need to take that class anymore. You don't need to stay back. You don't need to be kept back. The teacher don't need to keep you back in that class. She don't need to keep you. You don't need to be kept back in that class anymore. So, yeah. So third house is all about early education, right? It's all about intelligence. It's about sibling interaction, logic, reason, communication skills, short trips, hobbies, right? When you have stuff in common with people, where you feel like you can take short trips with them, where you can just talk about like back in the day, you feel like, y'all have so much in common, like it's something is just like a no-brainer, for you. And y'all are just free. Y'all are just free. Y'all are just free. You're deserving of all the good in your life. There are people from the outside are going to look at it and say, okay, I just don't get it. It's not for them to get. It's not for them to see. Just like people are not going to see what your purpose is. They're going to swear up and down. They know what's best for you and your purpose, like what your purpose is. They're going to swear up and down. They know what your purpose is, but they didn't create you. They may have been the... They gonna swear up now. They know what your purpose is. Your North Node. Source created you. The Creator created you. Right? So, yeah. So I see you leaving something behind. You have a window of opportunity in front of you. So somebody's getting ready to start traveling the world. Somebody's getting off that bus. Somebody's getting off that bus of just like limited possibility, like limiting yourself. You're limited. You've been limiting yourself. Somebody has been limiting themselves. So somebody is thinking internationally now. Somebody's thinking internationally now. You've been limiting yourself. Somebody's thinking from two people have just been limiting them, and somebody's like, no, you're not limiting yourself anymore. Somebody's about to get out there and kind of see some things and travel. You've been all over the world. Some of y'all have traveled the world and seen a lot of different things, and now you're not limiting yourself anymore. So that limited way of thinking is going away. That's why it's been so heartbreaking for some people, to be blindsided by what they hear. And that's why for somebody that's what you and somebody have in common. When people have been in their ear and hearing all kinds of really hurtful things in somebody that you love in their ear, when people say stuff like, oh, they don't know who they are, this and that. And so when people travel all over the world and realize what we all have in common, and people got to hear this mess, people being shady towards them in their ear, sources saying to you, people are people all over the world. We're human beings, but people got to be looked down, talked down to, treated less than, egotistical. That's toxic masculinity, whether it's coming from man or woman. People got to look down on people, talk down to, treated less than, limited views, limited spiritual views. So source is saying your horizon is broadening now, because you've come off of this limited way of thinking. Like, you just been on a bus. Your thinking is more global. Somebody's thinking is more global now. Somebody's coming away from an antiquated way of thinking and is more global now. Yeah. So your interest is changing. Yeah, your interest is changing. Your motivation is changing. Right? So somebody may have a new and exuberant love coming across their path, but somebody is back in the saddle again. Like I said, your motivation is changing. You've changed. Now you're feeling like you're winning in life. Somebody is back on center stage again. You're at a higher frequency. Somebody is you're not looking down on anybody. It's just more of like, you're at a higher frequency now. Somebody again operating in North Node. That's where you feel like you're operating in North Node. You're making the connection now. Something where you're making the connection now, like moving through the houses in your birth chart, right? Learning how to be in receiving mode, right? So moving from being more in the comfort level of where you are right now. Something about just your whole attitude now has changed. Like, you're just more in your comfort zone, Leo. More of like, and it's not an arrogance. Only people who don't get it will think you're being arrogant, right? But people who get it, and y'all know what I'm saying, people who get it, Leos, will still clap and cheer for you. They will clap and cheer for whoever you're in a relationship with. They won't look at it as, oh, they don't like they don't like themselves. Oh, they don't something's wrong with them, or we always knew that they wanted to be somebody else. Y'all know the talk. Y'all nobody listen to that mess. Anyway, you're free. Child, love who you want to love, child. Love who you want to love. We, the ones who know. Love who you want to love. Child, you're going to always have somebody that's going to hate on whoever. Anyway, so there it is. Adjust your crown. Keep it high vibrational. Keep it high vibrational. So here we have, leave the foolishness behind. Leave the distractions behind. Leave the circus. Get you a piece of amethyst somewhere. Get out under that moonlight. Charge up under the moonlight. Because again, like I said, the moon will uncover how people secretly feel about themselves. It'll feel how they feel about themselves. How they feel about themselves, right? And they'll project that onto you, their limited views about things. We're in the year 9. Some people are still stuck in a karmic cycle. So 8 is a karmic number, 2024. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 is a karmic number. It's a money exchange number. But in the dark side of 8, just FYI, is people who have succumbed to passive and powerless behavior, and people who are egotistical, materialistic, and forceful, right? But the light side of 8 is someone who, you are really focusing on the vision that Source gave you for your life. Source gave you a vision. Source gave you the vision for your life. You are the good product and service, right? And that's what you're focusing on. Your obedience to source. Source gave you the vision for your life, right? And so you can't be distracted. You can't be around people who are trying to distract you from your vision for your life. You're going where you are appreciated and not where you're tolerated. So you can't have a bunch of distractions around you with people who are distracting you with this and that, with their limited views of that. All in your ear, breaking your heart, telling you don't know who you are, all of this other stuff, trying to stop you, block you, doing the absolute most, trying to stop and block you from that. We're in year 9, 2025, right? So let me go back to year 8, which is a death rebirth number. 8 is a karmic number. You can't be in a karmic cycle within yourself, being confused about the vision that Source gave you for your life. 8 is renewal, sexuality, death, transformation, shared finances, inheritance, loans, occult, mystery, intimacy. You cannot be in a karmic relationship with yourself and be confused about the vision that Source gave you for your life as it relates to this, your reading right here, about who you love. First, yourself, who you love you, going where you're appreciated and not where you tolerate, just where you tolerate it. So how you look going home every single day with somebody who is at war within themselves because they don't even know who they are. They in a war with themselves and projecting it, onto you. They can't even stay focused, and they taking it out on you. Yeah. It's rebirth time. It's rebirth time. This is a death card. This is 8. This is the eighth house right here. 8th house, renewal, sexuality, death, transformation, shared finances, inheritance, loans, occult, mystery, intimacy. This is, again, somebody who doesn't know. They don't know what Source's vision is for their life. They just lost. Don't know what it is. So they're in that. They're still grieving something. What they grieving? Like, they don't know. So as far as rebirth is concerned, they're not going through a very they're trying to stop you from going through a powerful transformation in your life. And here you are going through a powerful transformation in your life, going through a metamorphosis. You're excited about your life, and they're trying to pull you down until they find their light. Like, make it make sense. Like, you trying. Here you are throwing up a baton. You happy. You filled with glee. You trying to move on. You trying to. So yeah, you number 7 a situation. You closing out a situation. You moving on. You high vibrational. I don't know who I'm talking to. So you're not running away from anything. You're just trying to create something new. This is Ace of Cups here. Ace of Cups, Leos. So yeah. So keep it very high vibrational. Like I said, don't be shady. Don't be shady at all. That is not going to get you anywhere, being shady. That's not kind spirited. I know I'm not talking to any Leos that's tuned in. I know you're not being shady about a situation, but just move on. Move on. Yeah, just move on. Here's a Chariot card. Source is actually going to reward you when you're at a crossroad and you're trying to move on. Make a decision not to do something foolish. Just move on. Dead the situation. Move on through your rebirth. Source is going to reward you for keeping your vibrations high. Right? Just move on. Yeah. No confusion whatsoever. You initiate the change. You initiate the change. This right here is Mercury, right? It's 2 situations right here. As far as you're concerned, you're the one that's moving on. Just move on. Move on. Close out the cycle. Something has been fulfilled. Move on. Yeah. Leave something behind. Let people believe what they want to believe. Some people are going to believe that you don't like yourself because of who you love. Because I'm looking at this right here. Obviously, we see 2 different shades here in the cards. Somebody going to say you don't like yourself. Somebody going to say that you like somebody because somebody's lighter, somebody's darker, right? or this could be man, man, woman, woman. Somebody gonna say something about that, right? But the truth of the matter is, this is one person, and this is duality, right? This is duality. This is the divine masculine to the divine feminine in one physical body, right? This is one whole person, right? And this is the nature of human, right? The light and dark in all of us, right? This right here is the duality of person and just your feelings of things when you're at a crossroad, right? There are going to be some people who are going to believe that that you've always felt some kind of way. This is the I believe sign. Somebody going to believe. People going to choose to believe what they want to believe about you, and it's going to shine, and the sun illuminates the moon. They're going to always believe whatever they want to believe. You have no control over what people believe, and that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. Source is saying to you, it's time for you to get back in center stage. Get back on center stage. Get back in, get back on stage again. It's time for you to get high vibrational again, Get back on your throne. You're down to earth. You're relatable. You love who you love. You're deserving of all the good in your life. The end. Point blank and period. Exclamation point. That's the end of it. That's all I can say, child. Look, that's what you have in common with people. That's the end of that. That's the end, child. Whatever. Yep, whatever. Yep. So it's saying, get off the fence, stop overthinking something, learn how to take a page out of people's books and move on quietly through life, child. Get to your throne. Just get to your throne. Adjust your crown. Get to your throne. Get to your throne. Somebody's overthinking something. You overthinking this. You overthink. That's what you have in common. You're overthinking. A lot of people are overthinking something. The heart chakra is a gateway into the upper chakras, and this is an auric layer. Somebody's overthinking this. That is what you have in common with somebody. You overthinking this. You're overthinking this. You got some good news coming through. Got a message of some good news coming through. You're overthinking something. I see marriage in somebody's cards. I see you leaving the past behind, the past way of overthinking something. If you love somebody and you overthinking something and you want to go for something, go for it. What are you overthinking? Why? Just why? If you want to pull up and you want to talk to somebody and say, hey, look, how do people even approach people? Like, what do people say? Like, anyway. But somebody needs to leave the distractions behind. Somebody needs to leave the distractions behind. Because I see somebody has new and exuberant love. Here we have the Empress card here. Yeah, so somebody's abundance and their prosperity is growing. Somebody's abundance and their prosperity is growing. But you're deserving of all of the good in your life. Somebody could be pregnant or thinking about having a baby, or maybe wanting to have a baby, or, maybe growing your business or your prosperity. But here we have 5, 6, 7. But you're closing out. You have a lot of ideas. Don't worry about who you think is behind something. Something is behind everything. A spirit is behind everything. You have a lot of ideas moving forward, okay? You have a lot of ideas moving forward. You have a lot of ideas moving forward. Right? Here's a Page of Pentacles here. I see you feeling like a whole new lease on life. I feel like you feeling like a whole new lease on life. That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. Yeah. One thing for sure is that you're not going back to confusion. That if nothing else, you're never going back to confusion. You know who you are. You're not going back to confusion. You are going where you are appreciated and not where you're tolerated. You are not going back to this confusion of that there is this, you got to put yourself in a lower position in any relationship in your personal or your professional life, Leos. I don't care if you're a man or woman. Doesn't matter who you are. You bring just as much to the table as anybody else. Period. That's it. That's it. No man should feel like they're carrying all the load in a relationship. No woman should feel like she carrying all the load in the relationship, period. It's not about how much money somebody makes or whatever. People bring, everybody brings something to the relationship, right? Emotional support, physical, emotional support, financial support. We're talking about all of this, right? Spiritual support, maybe educational support, maybe emotional support, maybe financial support, but all of it balanced out. Balance here, balanced out, all balanced out. Like, you want somebody who is balanced out within. Like helping each other out in a relationship. Nobody playing mental games with each other, like somebody is better than somebody else in a relationship. You don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who y'all see each other as opposition, games. So again, that's what your zodiac sign is. It's supposed to be fun. Y'all rule 5th house. Y'all supposed to be having fun, romantic fun, creative, children, projects, fun, self-expression. Hopefully this reading makes sense to somebody, but that's what Leos bring that's what y'all bring to the table. Like, find out whoever you're in a relationship with, what house they rule, and appreciate. Well, house their sign rules, right? High priestess. Somebody's a light high priestess. You're going through a dark night of the soul. And I'm talking to men and women, by the way. Men and women, Leos, by the way. Right? So, yeah. You're closing out a cycle. 7 of Pentacles. Somebody could be relocating. 7 of Pentacles here. Planting some seeds, some new seeds somewhere where your money is going to grow. Yeah, patience, hard work, delayed success, diligence, perseverance. So some new seeds could be planting. So, okay. You know what? I was saying all these things about you all is just like, okay. Anyway, what I was saying, Leos, and I had to add to the video, is the word that came across my spirit looking at your cards here is the word I'm seeing for you all is expansion. Expansion. It's like Source is really trying to, and it keeps coming across your reading, is that Source is really trying to enlarge your territory in so many ways. There is no competition. When Source is trying to enlarge your territory and really trying to use you all, there is no room for shade. There's really no room for shade. Source is really trying to share with you all. Like, some people have been shady towards you all by who you love. Like, I see somebody in a relationship with, what Source hasn't uncovered for you all is some of you all, people from your past may have been shady towards you all because of who Source has revealed to you, who you're supposed to partner with in terms of like this global ministry that you all are doing. Like right here, what I saw here in your cards, right here, something global, because somebody had to get off the bus. Something was limiting what you're supposed to be doing spiritually, right? Source has something global for you all to do. And people, excuse me, and people were almost like limiting your, what you were supposed to be doing. And Source was like, you had all these people in your ear, basically, limiting that, for you, and, hurting you and almost using you to hurt other people, in a sense. And it was very hurtful to other people. Oh, they don't know who they are, and they're trying to be something they're not, and all of this other stuff was very hurtful, to other people. People being used as pawns and all of this other stuff behind people's backs and all of this stuff. People don't know who they are. All of this stuff, very hurtful to people that love you and you love them and all of this other stuff. But Source has you in the same position that other people were in. And guess what? And Source is about to Source put you in the same position, and now people are getting ready to be shady towards you, saying, "Oh, we always knew that Leo wanted to be with you know, wanted to be with that kind of person, whether it was a person of the same sex or the person of a different, you know, nationality, or a different such and such and such and such. So as you're closing out cycles and beginning on your new journey and stepping into beginning something new, people are going to be saying the same thing, you know, about you, that people have used you as a pawn in their game to say about other people, Leos. And you'll see just how hurtful, you know, some things may have been. But guess what? Just like Source was using other people on their North Node to on their path and their North Node, Source is also using you on your North Node and your path. And guess what? And some things, it's going to expose how people have always secretly felt. It's going to expose how they secretly felt about you. But guess what? It's going to be undeniable what your purpose is. Source is taking everybody to the next level in this year 9. I'm telling you. Listen, when the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroad in your own evolution. Watch. I'm telling y'all going to start creating enforcing these boundaries. It's undeniable. You won't be able to stop it. I'm telling you, you won't be able to stop it. So you won't be able to stop it. It's already happening. The people that you thought were going to support you all, Leos, that's why I'm sending good positive energy y'all's way. That's why I keep speaking very highly of every zodiac sign on my channel, because once it's your time to really answer the call in your life, and Source is saying to you, look, you got a global ministry, and I'm going to put somebody with you that's going to help you on your global ministry. The amount of hate on you thought the people you used to ride the bus with, to see this bus right here, was hating. The global the end of a tough cycle approaches. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Some of y'all are going to look back and go, wow, you never saw some things coming. I see somebody getting married. You know, some of it is going to be overwhelming for some of your loved ones, but it's going to uncover some secrets and how some people felt about like some karmic cycles, and how some even your loved ones have felt about who you're in a romantic relationship with. And I'm talking about the people that's closest to you, Leos, that you just thought, wow, you really felt like people would feel happy for who you love. You felt like, okay, man, you know, they would really embrace who you love. And but it'll literally feel like, okay, it was okay as long as they thought it was just like, okay, it was just like, okay, something that was just going to be something that was passing. Like, okay, well, all right, they're not serious about that. But until they realize, oh, they really serious. They really, this isn't something that's just kind of, they taking this thing all the way. Some of your friends, some of your family members, some of your whomever, they thought this was for real. And how people really get upset. That's what's hidden in the death card. Until people get obsessed with ending it and ending anything in their mind with thinking that that's going to bring any kind of shame or embarrassment to them. That's when some stuff about to really hit the fan. That's when somebody's about to see some stuff. And how loved ones will go to know, they won't stop it. They won't stop until they end some stuff. That's when you'll start thinking, when people are on there for real high horse. You talking about high horse. When loved ones will really start looking down on you for anything. They'll start putting themselves at a higher position and start looking down on you in any capacity that they can. I know this about you. I know that about you. I know this and that about you. So have faith in your dreams. It's about to really bring out the light high priestess in you all. So I'm about to really bring out the light high priestess in you all. So, because I'm telling you, when we talking about heart matters, and you're about to enter into, we talking about auric layer. We're talking about auric layer. We're talking about the gate, your heart, the heart chakra, auric layer. Your aura is your it's that fingerprint. It's your energy, right? It's your energy. It's that midpoint. That's why your head and heart are at war with each other sometimes, because you're trying to make the connection. You're going to the next level, into that next energetic level, into that divine level with source, right? So when you're answering that call on your life, for real, answering the call on your life, we're not talking about how much money you made, what you're really good at. We're talking about that call on your life, that things just seem like it just flow for you. Somebody was always called to a global, I'm telling y'all, somebody was always called to a global ministry. And the competition that you feel like, okay, you can be the nicest, sunniest person in the freaking world. I'm telling you, but who you're called to do, y'all, Leos, about to get crazy. Sit yourself down in a lotus position right now and get real focused. That number 8, you better get real focused, because some people gonna be on the dark side of the number 8. The dark side of the number 8. So come into passive and powerless. You're gonna get ready for some karmic couples. Let's have a limited viewpoint, limited spiritual viewpoint. So Source had to choose somebody who has a very, very tough skin, who is emotionally mature enough to have had, tough skin enough to have dealt with that, So yeah, don't hide, dare to dream big, right? Remind yourself that everything is possible. Don't hide your talents and abilities, but use them to build your world. Use them to build your world. So you all are built for this, Leos. You all are built for this. You can't force flowers to grow and plants to sprout. Be patient and respect that everything happens in its own way and time. The spirit of love. Don't search for okay, yeah, so the last one was the spirit of love. Don't search for true love, for it will find you. If you just hold on to who you are, the world already loves your essence, so don't change it for anyone. Yeah, so don't change it for anyone. Yeah. Something, when I'm looking at your cards here, Leos, and I'm going to go ahead and close this out. As what a lot of people keep forgetting is that Pluto, which is the outermost planet, and it's a generational planet, what Source is popping the lid off of is how outdated a lot of people's thinking is when it comes to humanitarianism. And Pluto is the death rebirth planet. It's the total annihilation of how wounded and unhealthy really mankind has become when it comes to love and how we treat each other. And Source is busting all of that up. Like, really, there's a serious call to operating in love for mankind. And so there's some people who are still holding on to a particular belief system. And I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all are built for this, Leos. But y'all, the level of, y'all have seen this like a snippet of something just in your, I'm not talking to younger Leos and older Leos. I know y'all are over 18 watching this channel. Some of y'all have been in, younger Leos have been in romantic relationships, thinking that you're just competing on a bus level, right? Just like family against family, whatever. But Source is about to put you on a global level. Some of you all, the younger generation, in a global level, and putting you in relationships with people that have family that live in other countries, overseas, that kind of stuff like that, where you're going to see some stuff that is going to really challenge you. Just be like, wow. Just wow, for real. Like, you thought you had to deal with some stuff before, but just like, okay, just wow. When you're answering a call on your life. So this is where you're really learning how to really stay focused. Like, really, really stay focused on your mission, the call on your life. And that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do. That's what Source is really trying to help somebody learn how to do. So you're going to have to learn how to go along with Source's flow. Your head and heart don't need to be at war with each other. Source is really trying to help you to raise your frequency. Answer the call on your life. You're actually absolutely built for it. Absolutely go. No need for being shady towards people at any level whatsoever. You don't have any competition. None. Somebody must be really afraid to answer the call on their lives. So that's something global for you to do, and you are blocking yourself. You're going to have to leave that past behind. You're going to have to leave that path of being divisive. Like, I got to split people up, and I got to cause some kind of a divide. This right here, divide, right? Divide and you don't know. You need to get on your throne. You need to get on your throne. You'll rule by the sun. So it's saying, go where you are appreciated and not where you're tolerated. There's too many people who really appreciate Leos, the fact that you all are ruled by the sun. That sunny disposition. You don't have any competition. I can't say it. I can't say no clearer than that. So you're in angelic company. So you are being protected. Source is trying to protect you all, but y'all will see it. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. That's what I have for you all, Leos. Like I said, thank you for reminding me that you guys' videos didn't go up. Maybe something in the previous video was blocked. Maybe with something, I don't know. Maybe with certain words that were caught in the previous video. But like I said, this throat chakra, speak into existence what you want. Somebody's been wanting a global ministry. Maybe that's what your heart has been desiring. But some secrets are about to be uncovered in a way, I'm telling y'all, that is going to show you what other people, how other people who love you unconditionally have been saying. They've been speaking. You gotta rise above, energy. It's gonna expose some people who have really had some issues, who have really had some issues with you. But it's gonna also make you appreciate the ones who have been, it's going to expose the ones who have been secretly praying for you, who never had an issue with you. It's going to expose those people to have been really sending out prayers to you that you had no idea that was praying for you. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.